Hi guys. All right, I am currently on Facebook Live and Instagram Live to give you guys some tips on my personal experience right now going through the coronavirus frenzy that we are all working through. And I wanted to give you all some of the tools I'm personally using to help me adjust my thoughts and experience and to not let myself spiral down a fear trap. And I think you can all probably get behind the same experience that everyone's having collectively of an experience of feeling overwhelmed and terrified and powerless, out of control, feeling fearful. And when we have those experiences of sort of this chaotic news frenzy with a real serious issue going on, I think that that sense of powerlessness and unsafety, feeling unsafe, can be really overwhelming and extreme. So what I wanted to do today was to come on and address, really straight on, this is what I'm personally doing. This is how I'm showing up for this. I want to give you some tools and methods that you can bring into your day-to-day life experience so that you're not feeling so overwhelmed and extremely terrified so that you can actually just be patient and be present with what's happening around us and not get too heady and too out there. My friend just walked in the room. Hi, Jenny. Thank you. She brought me a tea. Thank you. So here's the breakdown. First things first, I want to give you a method that I've been using that I've been practicing over and over again for a really long time now. And this is the Choose Again method, which is in my book, Super Attractor. I'm by no means trying to plug a book. So just take the method right now. This is a method for you, and this is the story. The method is to witness and notice your fearful thoughts getting out of control. So in any moment, we will notice that coronavirus story is on loop. It's on repeat. We're feeling that pressure. We're feeling that uncertainty. We're feeling that fear. Notice the thought, what's going to happen, where am I, the catastrophizing thought. Notice it, witness it, just be really present with it. And when you notice that thought, you're going to actually identify, where do you feel it in your body? Because this is step one. Because when we have a fear-based thought, there's also a physical response to it. And we want to make sure we take the body along with us in the journey of recovery and healing and feeling that ease. So notice where you feel. For me, I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my jaw. I feel like an overall sense of tension. So give yourself a chance to just notice where you feel this in your body. And take a deep breath, breathe into that space in your body. Honor the feeling, honor the thought. There it is. That's the first step. The second step is to forgive yourself for getting caught in the thought. And you can even forgive the thought altogether. And now you may be thinking, well, why do I need to forgive myself for having a thought about something that's real? Well, we want to forgive ourselves for getting hooked into the pattern, hooked into the story, hooked into the obsessive ideas, hooked into a reality that may not currently be our issue. Maybe we're completely healthy, but we're just constantly thinking about being unwell. So just forgive yourself for going there, forgive the thought altogether. So you can just simply say, forgive this thought. What happens when you forgive the thought is you release the thought from the belief that that's who you are. So if you have a repetitive thought, Abraham Hicks says that a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. So if you have a thought on repeat and you're repeating it over and over and over again, then you're going to start to believe that thought is your reality, that thought is who you are. And so I want you all to just take a moment to forgive yourself for having the thought, forgive the thought altogether. Then the third step is to choose again. And this is a very powerful technique of reaching yourself out of that hole of that fear-based thought. So if the thought is, I'm going to get the coronavirus and I'm terrified, or if the thought is, I don't want to go to work, or the thought is, I'm, scared because somebody was coughing, or whatever your storyline is, or I can't sleep because of these stories, or whatever that thought is, you want to reach for the next best feeling thought. So the next best feeling thought in this case could be something as simple as choosing again to remember, I'm feeling really good right now. I am healthy right now. I have the necessary precautions that I can take. I have people around me that are conscious. Anyone that's feeling sick is going to stay home. I can trust that I have a medical system that can help me if I do get sick. Allowing yourself to really just talk yourself and reach into the thoughts that make you feel better. Obviously, don't reach into a thought that is in any way going to take you back down that negative spiral. So you're going to keep reaching for thoughts that make you feel good. So even if it's a thought like I can boost my immune system, or I can just take more necessary precautions, or I know that the power of positive thinking will help me, or I have the power of prayer. Whatever it is that you believe in, that you can reach for, and you can continue to reach for and continue to reach for and continue to reach for, to guide yourself out of the chaotic state. Because what's going to happen, guys, is if we keep really perpetuating the fear-based storyline, what's going to happen ultimately is that that's going to build up a lot of momentum. And frankly, it already has. It's already built up a tremendous amount of momentum. And it's affecting, for myself, I can say it's affecting my sleep. I go to bed at night with a lot of, more different anxieties than I've ever had before. And so that momentum is going to just get stronger and stronger and stronger. So as people on a spiritual path, we have the possibility and the frequency within us to redo that momentum, undo that momentum, and start to create a momentum into an energetic state that feels better for us. So step one, notice the thought and the storyline that you're hooked into. Notice how it makes you feel. Forgive yourself for having the thought. Forgive the thought altogether. I forgive that thought. That's a thought that I understand. I get it. The news is not helping me right now. Of course I'd be having that thought. Just be gentle with yourself about it. Okay, there it is. Of course I'm having it. And then the next step is to choose again. And reach and reach and reach for that next best feeling thought. The next best feeling thought is, I have everything I need right in front of me right now in this moment. In this moment, I feel good. In this moment, I am well. And just continue to reach for that next best feeling thought. I genuinely believe that the more fear and more momentum that happens collectively and globally around this fear will not benefit a solution. So we want to be seeking solutions rather than more momentum around the problems, okay? So let's just continue to bring positive energy to this issue. The other thing I really want to suggest for everyone is this will affect your sleep if you are not very conscious of your sleep hygiene. I'm actually working on a blog right now all about sleep hygiene, so that's going to really help you guys as well. But let me give you the number one tool that I want you to take home with you and apply tonight, if possible, because sometimes you can't do this because of your work or whatever, but turn off your phone, your computer, and your television around 7 p.m. Let's say you go to sleep I don't care what time you go to sleep. Turn it off at 7 p.m. At the very least, turn off all notifications so that, if you're going to watch a Netflix show or something, that you don't have any pop-ups, any notifications of news or texts or anything. You want to really clear your mind before you rest, because that momentum I'm referring to of that fear-based story that we get on repeat, that we continue to create momentum behind, is perpetuated while we're sleeping. And so it will keep you from sleeping, it will have interrupted sleep, and it will really affect your energy the next morning. We want to have our sleep be a time where we can rest, where we can restore, where we can let go, and we can feel the peace that we may not be able to feel throughout the day because we're hit with all these stories, okay? So turn that phone and computer and television off at 7 p.m. That's my suggestion. If you can't do that for whatever reason, at least have it off 30 minutes before you go to sleep. At the very least, ideally an hour. Put the phone and the computer in another room. Don't be tempted to turn it on and look at it. You may want to do some journaling before you go to bed. Just get out whatever you're feeling so that you can just move it through you and then let yourself fall asleep. Okay, people are saying I don't have a TV. Most people don't have a TV anymore. Whatever you have, just turn it off, okay? Off. The other thing here is I think that there's a lot of conversations happening. So people are just in like deep drama dialogue about all this. And it's understandable because when we feel unsafe, we want to talk about it because we don't know what to do about it. The best thing to do is to do the choose again method in your conversations. So you can be in a conversation with somebody and say, okay, well, what's the best possibility? What's the positive that's happening in this moment? How can I focus on what's working right here, right now? Or simply just say, I really don't want to get too heavily into this right now because I've got some projects I need to do, or I want to go to sleep in 1 hour. So I don't want to get so deep into it. Can we just pause this conversation for a moment and give yourself a chance to really shut it down if it's going to be beneficial to you. Manage your news intake, because it's pretty much the same reporting over and over again, but what it's doing is it's just imprinting into your mind. And so don't be apathetic, pay attention to what's going on. And if you have, if there's any updates, let's get them. But the news cycle is a cycle of the same story repeated and repeated and repeated. And when we repeat a story over and over again, it becomes a belief system. And so I want you really to take that seriously, give yourself a chance to just not even go there. Move your body physically. Like I found that I did a heart opening, hip opening yoga series yesterday. And that for me was really beneficial just for moving some of that frantic, chaotic, frozen energy that's around this out of my system, out of my body. So physically move. And then of course, you're going to take all the necessary precautions. You're going to wash your hands. You're going to be mindful about using hand sanitizer. You're going to stay home if you don't feel well, whatever the story of, what you can powerfully do. But the reality is that this is a situation where we are relatively powerless. We have control over the circumstances, but it's being in acceptance that we may not be able to control everything right now. And so there's a beautiful prayer, the 12-step prayer, the Serenity, it's the Serenity Prayer, which is regularly used in the 12 steps. And I highly recommend this prayer. And it is God or universe or whoever you believe in, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so you want to write that down. You can Google it. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I've been relying on that prayer more than ever right now, because it's the feeling of being out of control that is probably the most triggering for you right now. And so you may be thinking, no, the biggest trigger is that I'm afraid of getting this virus. Really, the most triggering thing is the feeling of being out of control. But remember, we're always out of control. In any moment, we're out of control. We cannot control the experiences that happen around us, but we can control our experience of our experiences. And so by practicing the choose again method, by saying the Serenity Prayer, by reminding yourself in the moment that in this moment you are well. These are simple practices for just getting back into a place where you can control the experience of your experience. And you can decide that my experience of this isn't going to be a catastrophizing mindset. My experience of this instead is going to be really allowing it to be an opportunity to practice the power of positive thinking, allowing it to be an opportunity to strengthen my spiritual faith, to go deeper into really trusting what is the voice of my higher self coming through. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is something that we have to be taking responsibility for right now. We have to take responsibility for our thoughts, because those of us that are miracle members and spirit junkies and super attractors and folks that are following this video right now, you actually have a very big impact on everything that's happening around you, because you have a spiritual foundation. There's a part of you that believes that there's definitely a part of you wouldn't be watching me right now if there wasn't a part of you that believed that you had the power to change your circumstances through the thoughts and through your beliefs and through your energy. And so I want you to take that really seriously right now. I want you to be part of the solution rather than the problem by bringing the power of your mind and the power of your energy to this issue, and trusting that you have a very, very, very impactful opportunity right now to change the energy. You can change the entire energy of your household. You can negatively affect your family and your children and your husband or your wife, or you can bring in a lot of positive energy into the home and say, let's lean into what's working. I'm in no way suggesting that people be apathetic or don't take the precautions that are necessary. I'm not saying that in any way. but I'm saying that whatever you do, you do it with a faith, you do it with a positive intention. You do it by saying, I'm using my hand sanitizer right now, and that's keeping me healthy and safe. I'm washing my hands right now, and that's keeping me healthy and safe. It's very different to wash your hands with that energy than to wash your hands from a place of, I'm washing my hands because I'm terrified. You got me? There's a very different energy around it. So I want you guys to take that choose again method with you. Step 1, witness and notice the thought and how it makes you feel. Forgive the thought, forgive yourself for getting hooked into it. And step 3, choose again. Do this with your friends, do this with your children, do this with your family. Be part of the solution, because the solution right now is don't freak out. The solution right now is let's not create a pandemic of fear. Okay, let's not create a virus of fear in our mind. Okay, in many ways, many of us watching, the majority of us watching, are going to be completely immune to this whole situation because we're taking precautions, we're caring for ourselves. I mean, this could be everybody watching, but we could still, in the midst of this period, be daily taking on this mental virus. So even though we're physically well, we could still every single day be perpetuating this mental virus of our choice to lean into this fear. And so listen, every single thing I'm saying to all of you is something I'm saying to myself on a moment-to-moment basis. So I am by no means going to tell you that this has been easy for me either, but I will say that I have had to practice what I'm preaching to you, because I don't want to get hooked into insomnia, fear, a constant state of panic. It's just not going to help any of us have the momentum and the positive energy that we need to bring forth. So turn off your phone and computer at 7 p.m. Practice the choose again method. Disengage from the conversation. Be part of the solution rather than the problem. Keep yourself clean and safe, but do it in a positive way. I'm really happy I've got my sanitizer, and say a prayer over your hand sanitizer. Say that Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage to change the things I can, and be part of the solution rather than the problem by just being in your center right now, okay? Be in your center right now. And someone's saying that the hundreds of people that are watching right now, it's really thousands of people watching right now, because we're on Instagram and Facebook, you're all gonna actually create a new momentum in this moment. If you take one of these tools right now, go apply it, go get into the energy of feeling a little bit better right now, and reach for feeling better and more and better and better and better and more good feeling emotions, and be part of the solution. Walk into your office or to your kitchen or to your grocery store and just smile and be upbeat and be in this great energy of positivity and safety. And I promise you, it will have a great benefit on your ability to create a bubble of immunity around you by genuinely not getting hooked into that fear spiral. Fear creates stress, stress creates inflammation, inflammation creates a compromised immune system, and it makes us more susceptible for stress. So let's not let fear take over. This is spirituality, this is science, this is just day-to-day mental health and well-being. Let's stay in the solution and not the problem. Be very proud of yourselves for watching right now, because you're ready to feel better. And I'll keep coming on talking about this. I just want to give you guys tools so that you can feel power in a seemingly powerless situation. Okay. I love you guys deeply. Take this practice, take one or all of these tools right now with you. And I'll try to write back to some of these comments. Share this video wherever you are on Instagram or Facebook if you think it will help your people. And let's just be part of that solution. Okay. All right, everybody, take a deep breath, smile. We're good in this moment. Everybody's good in this moment. You can also do something which I'm going to be doing more with. You can put your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly and just breathe in. And just close your eyes for 10 minutes and just breathe like this. And continue to remind yourself that I am safe. You can take the gamut point, which is that tapping point right between your pinky and your ring finger. Tap right there. I am safe. I am safe. I'm healthy and I'm safe. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.